Let's get it on.
Yo, Top Billin. I know your man Eat at Geno's is sitting around here thinking to himself, yeah, get your hands out my pockets. Stop talking about all these rookies and all that because your boy done made the damn Pro Bowl. Geno Smith, his first Pro Bowl in his, 10th year, something like that? Your man went 7 seasons between being a starter in his first season back with a great franchise like Seattle that understands how to get the most out of his personnel. Unlike, you know what I'm saying, the New York Jets, who I have a lot of love for. It's your boy Mid-Atlantic Murf, but that's where QBs go to die. You're going to judge that man from the New York Jets where even Brett Favre struggled and then went to Minnesota and killed it and was damn near MVP again. This man deserved to have been on a great franchise like the Seattle Seahawks, where he could show what he could do, just like my man from my Eagles. Above him, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, 2 guys that I stomped for tremendously, especially Hurts going back to his time in Alabama when I covered him. Now look at him over here in Philly doing the damn thing as the Pro Bowl starter. Why doesn't he get credit for stuff like this? Look at this. Your man Damian Lewis right here with a clear breach right in Geno's face. Look at him. Hands on the quarterback right there. He should be dead to rights, but no, he shakes that off, keeps his eyes downfield, detaches from the pocket, and what does he do? Find somebody. Come on, man. You got to give this man credit for what he actually is doing. I mean, look at this right here. Lockett on a clear out. Look at this out route here. Ran to perfection by Marquise Goodwin. Ran just like that. And Jimmy Ward has great coverage right here, but Geno is so accurate and can put it on the outside here that Ward can't even get to it. This is the kind of stuff that you need in this type of an offense. Look at this. Come right here and yak up. You saw that? That man ran. That's how you run. When I be getting on your man DK Metcalf about rounding off routes like that, watch him stick that foot in the ground, come flat down this yellow line, right, for the most part, right? Flat down the yellow line and presents himself. So that way Geno Smith understands where to throw this to, and that will be on the outside, and Jimmy Ward has no chance of getting there, even though he's in pretty good position. Pitch and catch. West Coast offense style. Now, look, it doesn't get much better than San Francisco's defense. Only Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? I got to brag on that. Yeah, but this man was getting harassed all night. Look at the breach on the inside right here through Gabe Jackson right there. He panics immediately. He even got Ebukam right here going against Charles Cross. Everybody coming loose. And then that man just has to just fire something away. And this was all game long, but he stood in there. He took big hits, kept getting back up. I don't know how anyone can't get behind a cat like this. You know what I'm saying? Especially out there. It just seems like he's perfect for that city, that program, the head coach, everything. And people keep talking about his age. And I keep countering with this man has 0 wear and tear on him, or very minimal wear and tear at the max. I mean, he can still do this. He's going to be able to do this for the next few years easily. Look at that, right? Catch you in some type of man coverage with everybody either too far back or everybody with their back turned. Actually, this is more of a zone coverage right here. You got man on skill, though, right here with your man Fred Warner, and Geno can just, boom, and flush and do his 1-2 thing. You know, I can't show the rest there, but that man can get you those detached yardage when necessary. Quick game on point, mid-range game on point. He's proved to me that he can throw the deep ball, but people don't want to care. They still, I wish Drew Lock was out there. Why? So he can give you a 52% completion percentage, hit a few deep balls, but then throw 5-6 interceptions. Like, come on, that's not what that particular offense was predicated on. Drew Lock probably good for another stop. Probably the previous offense that the artist formerly known as was, where they went vert a lot. I think Drew Lock could be pretty good for an offense like that. But for an offense like this, I just don't see how his skill set fits it. Not at all. Not if you talk about over an entire game where you do have to work that quick and mid-range game mostly, working with that back-to-the-basket play action fakes and all that. That's Geno's game. But listen, I always get on the fan base. I'm not getting on the entire fan base. Listen, if shit doesn't apply to you, don't raise your hand. That's how we do it out here. You don't raise your hand for no reason. When I say soft, sensitive Seattle sissies and stuff like that, if you start talking, then you're one. I'm only talking to the people who I'm talking to. So if you have people out there, right, there's only a certain segment of the population still killing Geno, right? Those are the dumbasses, right? But they're very vocal. You have to admit that they are very vocal, and I'm going to respond to anyone who's vocal. I'm sorry. I'm going to do my thing. So get the fuck off my channel because I run my channel. But you have people, even the people that like him, have their hands in his pocket talking about he's not worth this amount of money and all that. Cool. I'm gonna go and pick Geno's next team here. So I'll start working on that type of content right there. Because you have people even blaming him for stuff like this. People blaming him for interceptions that ain't even his fault. Check this out. My man Charles Cross right here, he gets his spine tapped, right? Look at this. This is a spinal tap, right? He's unable to use his lower body anymore. His lower extremities right there, he got pushed out the way by Bosa. And before Smith could even launch the ball, get it off right here, check this out. Who's getting hit with the ball still in his hands? That ain't his fault. Come on, man. This ball ended up not going where where it was going to go. Where we know a cat with 71% completion percentage would have put this thing right here on this curl route or whatever it was to locket launcher. It would have been right between his numbers right there. But instead the ball floats because he got hit before he could throw the ball. Not his fault. And look at him. Splatter whacked. You know what I'm saying? Fertilized right there. That man was weak in that burnings for at least a good 30 seconds. But that's not his fault, man. Why you blaming him for that? You're going to blame him because you set these absurd standards that this man could never live up to because you didn't like him in the first place. Cool. That is absolutely cool. I'm all about adjustments in life, right? You guys adjust the facts. I live with just the facts. So, New York. It sounds crazy to everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get on the train now since this man's not being appreciated. I would love for him to right the wrongs, come back to the Mid-Atlantic, and be a New York Jet again. Zach Wilson does not look like he is the deal. They play the type of ball. I don't know why they drafted Zach Wilson. They play the type of ball that needs a Geno Smith. They play the exact style of ball that San Francisco is winning right here with Brock Purdy against the Seattle Seahawks team, and that Seattle has beaten a lot of teams with despite not having the goods to have a complete team. A lot of holes across the roster. Seattle able to be competitive with a Geno Smith because they play a certain brand of football. Risk averse, high completion percentage. You need to have high accuracy in the quick and mid-range game and then go vert. That's the New York Jets way right there. That would be a dream come true. Imagine that man being a star in New York out here and that man getting a chance to right his wrong however many years later. What you think about that? I know y'all saw this right here when Abe Lucas made a mistake in not getting the first thing smoking and staying with this original assignment right here. Yeah, Talanoa Hufanga, my man, Talanoa Hufanga right here on that safety sin, and he completely lets him go by with quick game work, I mean, which ain't good, and Geno gets absolutely blasted. But instead of going to the media like the artist formerly known as used to do and to try to be passively aggressive in the media and talking about his offensive line, he just goes over and simply talks to your man Abe Lucas like, what's up, bro? How we doing and everything? You can see Abe Lucas right there being very apologetic about it. He's like, man, it's all good, baby. We out there fighting and everything. That's a true leader. People trying to bring up past transgressions with him and everything like that. To me, those people right there have to fall upon deaf ears. This is what makes Geno perfect for a Seattle-style offense here. You're going to have a clear out by Dennis Rodman Jr. himself, DK Metcalf. You're going to have an out route here by Marquise Goodwin. You'll have kind of a deep curl here, right? Almost a seam curl here by Noah Fant. You get a crosser by Tyler Lockett Launcher, and he exhausts all options right there, right? Chaining through his progressions just to go through this traffic release right here to the flat by Kenneth Walker. Catch them in man coverage or combination coverage like this and know exactly where your out is. That's what Geno Smith does, and that's what a guy like Pete Carroll absolutely loves. You can see him on the pull here. Who's open? I know you guys think all the time that everybody's open. Like, I'm one of the goofiest people ever be coming up in the comments. He's holding the ball too long, Cletus. He's not holding the ball too long. You got the wrong quarterback. That would be the artist formerly known as the starter, the actual starter now. He wants to get rid of the ball fast. That's what he's known for. Nobody open. Goodwin not open. You're going to hit this crosser right here. This man going to get down like a stripper, like a $2 hooker in 2 seconds because he has linebackers against him here. Nobody open with Fant, and DK's just clearing it out. Then you hit your man right here, back where it's vacated to that, and you guys already know the rest, man. Come on. This is why you want a guy like this, right? He is a West Coast style quarterback through and through. I mean, look at this throw right here to Derek Young. This joint was hard. It wasn't Geno's fault about this. He manipulated the safety and everything, and Jakob. Oh, man. One more time from this angle right here. This was on Ward 2. Extremely on point and accurate. Suppose he had completed that one. Look at him manipulating the safety just enough, and you know he can't get there anyway on a fade like this, and he puts it exactly where it needs to be. You got to make that play if you're Derek Young right here. Get those toes down some way. I honestly know your man Tyler Lockett would have got them toes down like that, 10 toes down. But, hey, great throw there, but Derek Young couldn't do anything with it at this particular point in time. All right, I know people going to complain because that's what people do, but hey, I'm going to do me. Your man Tyler Lockett, I've already come to the conclusion, like, yeah, let him be who he is. He's a great player, but I just don't think he fits this particular system where he's the focal point. But, however, he's so great that, hey, he's got to be there. But if you have somebody who can do what the scheme is designed beyond DK Metcalf, this is designed to get yak. Look at his slot op right here, right? You get the slot choice route right here. He brings it to the inside. This right here, man, you hit him on point like Geno does, and then he's off to the races right here. Maybe he makes a safety miss or something like this. Check it out right here. Walk the dog off the line. Nice route. But then he jumps. He jumped just so the play could be over, so he doesn't have to take any contact, right? Like I said before, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? We can come to an understanding of that so you people can shut the fuck up talking to me about him being small and all this and shit like that. It does not matter to me. I'm just covering football here. Your man Geno right here on the pool, Jakob. He dives on the ground just to not get hit. Look at all this airspace and opportunity. If you just put someone else there who's capable of being a yards after catch guy, that's why Dwayne Eskridge was needed, right? You draft people into certain schemes. Tyler Lockett was not drafted into this scheme. Neither was Metcalf, but he still fits it because it requires a bunch of roughnecks at the receiver position who can get yak and who can block and everything like that. And as great as Tyler Lockett is, there are some times right there, if you hit this with a guy who's willing to, you know what I'm saying, give it up, right? Look at all this right here. There's nobody there. You hit him in stride, he's just going to keep running. That could be a touchdown there. So think about adding pieces to your team along with the Geno Smith, and then think about the confidence Geno will have coming into the next season, having success in this season. Man, I think sky's the limit, but hey, that's just my thoughts on that. But you know whose words I value a lot? This dude right here, Warren Moon, one of the greatest pocket passes. Now listen, anybody who's followed my career, you know I'm unapologetic. I love black quarterbacks who are pocket passers. I think it advances my people, right, to where we say that we can do stuff that involves us using our brains, not necessarily using athleticism. So you'll see me champion a cat like Geno Smith because I love that. I absolutely love how Geno Smith plays the game of football. I don't care about running around all the time and all that. That's not my scene right there. Don't get me wrong, though. Pocket mobility and the ability to extend the play or even get the first down when necessary, I love, but it shouldn't take precedence over being a quarterback and being able to think the game through. So a guy like Warren Moon, you know I love. And look at what he says about Geno Smith.
So we talk about this, is that quarterback, Geno Smith, you've covered the Seahawks. You're up there. So Seattle's fascinating because they've overachieved all year. And Geno's one of the more accurate throwers in the league. He's big. He's got a good arm. But then you sit around and you watch your Burrows and Herberts and Mahomes, and you think to yourself, do you have to have one of those guys, Jalen Hurts? Do you have to have one of those guys to win? Seattle is going to have a great draft pick, top 5. Do they have to take a quarterback?
I don't think they have to, based off the way Geno's played this year. He's played some really good football. I think what's really hurt him lately is they don't have a running game anymore. Kenneth Walker's been in and out of the lineup hurt. They lost Penny early in the year, and this is an offense that needs to be a little bit more balanced. And their defense, who was playing really well in the middle part of the year when they got off to that 6-3 start, they have not played well the last 3 weeks, giving up a lot of yards on the ground. So I think if Pete can get that defense back up to speed and they get their running game back going again, Geno is definitely good enough to lead this football team because he's accurate with the football. He can run it when he needs to. And he just has a really good arm, a lot more underrated arm than people think. And he's just gaining confidence in this offense the more he's in it.
Wow. High praise for someone I respect to the utmost. Listen, I want to see Geno Smith continue to be a Seattle Seahawk. It's a match made in heaven. It's a match made in skill set heaven. And it just feels right. But, man, if not, hey, like I said before, I'll adjust. He'll adjust. Everyone will adjust. And we'll be eating at Geno's somewhere else. And I will continue to cover that man because that man right there is playing some damn good football and people need to appreciate him. So good to see the NFL appreciates him with him making his first Pro Bowl however many years into his career. Man, it is a feel-good story. And, hey, you can say what you want about that man. The NFL is telling you that man is the truth. And guys like Warren Moon and some other people that I know you guys will respect out there in Seattle saying the same shit. So I don't know. What do I know, though, right? I'm just top billing. Yeah, just top billing. All right, y'all. But listen, Merry Christmas to everyone out there, man. Thank you for watching the content. As always, it's your boy, Mid-Atlantic Murf, the Underground King. Strike the band.
What more can I say?
Top billing.